What else he do? Read verse 10.
I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin. And I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
So he made a woman look good. Keep reading.
I decked thee also with ornaments.
But he's talking about the children of Israel, though. He said, I decked you with ornaments. Go ahead.
And I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and a beautiful crown upon thine head.
Go ahead.
Thou wast decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen, and silk, and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour, and honey, and oil, and thou wast exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
So he talking about the children of Israel. He was like, man, y'all fine. Like I made you beautiful, and you prospered into this kingdom. Because we watched the children of Israel walk down, how many deep was they? 70 deep. Yeah, we watched them walk down 70 deep. And basically what we getting at is we witnessing, he said, I made you into this beautiful kingdom. Verse 14.
And thy renown went forth among the heathen.
So your popularity, your renown went forth among all the heathens. Go ahead.
For thy beauty. For it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, said the Lord God.
Go ahead.
But thou didst trust in thine own beauty.
But he said, but you trusted in your own beauty. Now God gave you this beauty that you trusted in. He gave you all these riches that you believed was so great for you. Go ahead.
And placed the harlot because of thine renown. And pourest out thy fornications on everyone that passed by. His it was.
So we started serving these other guys. Anybody who came by, we was going to take your guy. That's why when we watched Tina Turner movie, she sitting there chanting Yame Rain, whatever the crap she was saying. Because she just started messing with the Buddhists. You know, we all over Islam. You know, we dealing with the, now we want to be Church of Latter-day, Church of what it is, the Mormon. But look though, the Mormon think black folks, when we watched the video, what they think, the black folks was the people who didn't make no decision, or that Jehovah's Witnesses, they think that.
That Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, but then the black folk, they thought the black, well anyway, these folk don't like you. You know, the Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, all these people doctrine say they don't like the black man. They know what the black man is. Right then the Mormon running around talking about, oh yeah, Jesus came to America. That's because they don't want you to have it like that. They don't want you to be that like, oh, Jesus was a black man. They want you to feel like Jesus looked like John C. Smith, a white dude. He was not white, people. Jesus was a black man. He had woolly hair. You can go read in Revelation chapter 1, and it's gonna show you he had woolly hair. These people had locks. You know, like Samson, when you read about Samson, yeah, I know Gentiles, I know white folks can have locks. But they don't do it like that though. They don't do it to the point where the Lord will have to make a commandment for the Gentile to make sure their locks don't get too long and be too short. You understand? But black people, we can. I'm just saying. The facts is there. These people were black people. Let's skip down to verse 26.
Thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, greater flesh, and hast increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger. Behold, therefore I have stretched out my hand over thee, and have diminished thine ordinary food, and delivered thee unto the will of them that hate thee, the daughters of the Philistines, which were ashamed of thy lewd way. Thou hast played the whore also with the Assyrians, because thou wast unsatiable. Yea, thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied. So
basically, he getting at the children of Israel. Y'all went out and dealt with all these other guys. That's what you went and did. And he called that like whore. Because he made this woman look good like this. He gave her all the finest. And you went out and gave it to the other folks. What verse you at, bro?
29.
Let's see. We got 29 here. We finished reading 29.
Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied.
See, this is where the fall of this nation is taking place, because you wouldn't continue to serve God. He gave you the option. He told you back there in Deuteronomy, you could choose life or you could choose death. We chose death. Make it so bad, we chose death, and he's still gonna bring us back. Let's skip down to verse 32.
But as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband, they give gifts to all whores. But thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers, and hirest them, that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom. And the contrary is in thee from other women in thy whoredoms, whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredoms. And in that thou givest a reward, and no reward is given unto thee. Therefore thou art contrary. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord God, because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, and with all the idols of thy abominations, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them, behold, therefore I will give all thy lovers, with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, and with all them that thou hast hated. I will even gather them round about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness unto them, that they may see all thy nakedness. And I will judge thee as a woman that breaketh wedlock and shed blood are judged. And I will give thee blood in fury and in jealousy.
Go ahead.
And I will also give thee into their hand, and they shall throw down thine eminent place, and shall break down thy high places. They shall strip thee also of thy clothes, and shall take thy fair jewels, and leave thee naked and bare.
That's good. All right, let's go on over to let's go to Hosea. Hosea chapter 4. Hosea chapter 4. We rounding it up here. Are we looking at the rise and the fall of this black nation? You know, rise and the fall of this nation. And really our fall came because we did not want to be obedient to God. We decided that we wanted to go and serve their guys and do what they do. And that was our detriment. Hosea chapter 4, pick it up in verse 1.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive, nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
So when he said that he was going to set up this nation, he said, I was going to set y'all up as a nation of priests. He said, but this people is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You can't be a priest with no education. You know, you got to be able to teach somebody something. You can't just be making up stuff as a priest. He said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also will reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. That's why we over here now, because he done forgot about us. Not like that though. We gonna find out he gonna come get us, but he like, nah man, y'all tripping. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Keep reading.
As they were increased, so they sinned against me.
See, so the more we got, the more we start sinning against the Lord. Go ahead.
Therefore will I change their glory into shame.
So that's what he did. He took all that. Instead of us having silver rocks, then now we got we ain't got crap now. You know, what verse we at?
8.
Alright, read that verse 7 again.
As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore I will change their glory into shame.
Yep, go ahead.
They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity.
And that's what happened to us. That's what happened to the black man. We start going after sin. We start going after evil instead of going after good, and the Lord punished us for that. Put us over here so that we live poor, so that we live in single family homes, so that we're not well educated. That's what they did to us. It's our fault because we had it made. All we had to do really was keep the Sabbath day. Figure that one out. That was all we really had to do. He was just going to keep beating our head over there for these other sins. But if we could have just only kept that Sabbath day, we would have been able to stay in our land. That Sabbath day is important. It is a sign between the Lord and his people. Lord kicked children of Israel out of the land. He said, he kicked them out and said, I bet my land be desolate now to keep it Sabbath. That's what he was worried about. The land resting. So that's the city of the great king still over there. Anyway, let's go over to Psalm chapter 74. That's crazy though. All we had to do was really keep the Sabbath. He mad because we didn't keep the commandments. He mad because we served other gods. But it's funny that if we just could have kept the Sabbath day, we really wouldn't be going through all that. Psalm 74, and pick them up at verse 1.
O God, why hast thou cast us off forever?
See, we talking about us. Why have you cast us off forever? Go ahead.
Why do thine anger smoke against the sheep of thy pasture? Remember thy congregation, which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion, wherein thou hast dwelt.
Go ahead.
Lift up thy feet unto the perpetual desolations, even all that the enemy hath done wickedly in the sanctuary. Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregations. They set up their ensigns for signs.
See, so he's saying like this is part of that conspiracy, like the enemy, man. They roaring in the congregation. They trying to set us up. It's a trap for real. This is serious. Go ahead.
And man was famous according as he had lifted up axes upon the thick trees.
But now
they break down the carved work thereof at once with axes and hammers.
Go ahead.
They have cast fire into the sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling places of thy name to the ground.
This wasn't happening to us. We was this great nation. We had real churches. Now, he said we done cast his name down to the ground. They done destroyed our buildings. Go ahead, keep reading.
They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land.
You see that? It said like this is what they said. They was like they're going to destroy us together. And they went through and burned up all the synagogues in our land. Keep reading.
We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long.
Yeah, like right now we don't got nobody that can educate us to heal us. Like we are sick, we hurting as a people. We are destroyed. And nobody can say, but if you read in Deuteronomy 28, it said, but nobody was going to buy you. I was going to send you out to Egypt again on ships, and nobody was going to buy you. Not Nat Turner, not Marcus Garvey, not Malcolm, not Martin, not Bob Marley, not Obama, not Clinton, not none of these people. None of these people are going to buy you out of it. Michael Jackson, Oprah. Don't be looking for Oprah to buy you out of your slavery. And you be working for her, you be her slave then. Ain't no telling what you're going to be doing. But keep reading though.
Then, all right, 10. O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand? Pluck it out of thy bosom. For God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth.
That's deep. Let's go to Psalms 83. We're going to read this verse again. We getting there, y'all. We ain't got but about 5 more scriptures after this. We got some stuff to read, though. Stuff we gonna read should be fairly interesting though. We're gonna get into history books and we're gonna get on some of this some documents and we're gonna see how they doing us out here. Psalms 83, and let's go back to this conspiracy. Pick it up at verse 1.
Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. You
see what they doing though is say that they trying to make it where the name of Israel be no more remembered. Like this is their game plan. Keep reading.
But they have consulted against thee with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Who doing this?
The tabernacles of Edom.
See, that's who we gonna deal with too. We gonna deal with Edom. So the Edomite, the one that's running your music industry, Interscope, the one that's controlling your interest rates. You know, the one who controlling Hollywood, making all our brothers put on dresses.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they can paint that dumb picture of us to our young men, like that's cool or something.
Like it's funny.
Right. Right, it's funny, exactly. Yeah. And it ain't funny. That's an abomination. Books say that a man ain't supposed to wear that which pertaining to a woman. So, you know, you're not going to catch me standing up here with no dress on.
Great job.
You know what I'm saying? Or no Levi's made for women. That ain't how we gonna roll. I'm not gonna put the lipstick on, and I'm not gonna get on TV kissing no dude for no amount of money. Sell out. That's what that is. Yeah. You selling your soul for a piece of bread. Just like Esau, your older brother did. That's what we doing. Same move. And that's why he trying to get back. He say, in the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelite, go ahead.
Of Moab.
Yeah, so the Ishmaelite, that's the Arab. So where I come from, the Arab be all in our block. So, you know, I'm from the east side of Detroit. We got a little school over there where the Arab get to come now. They mad, though. They running through all our young women, but they mad when the young brother, they ready to kill the young brother when they trying to talk to the Arab one. They don't like you, but they all up in your store, all up in your neighborhood, selling you goods at a high rate, high price. I'm just saying. They against you. That's what this say. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelite and Moab and the Hargenians or whatever their name is. It's a whole bunch of names. Verse 8 though.
Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison.
Get rid of these dudes. That's what they're trying to say. Get rid of them. It is a. I'm telling you, they what they call that junk. They call it family planning or child parenting or whatever that is. That birth control clinic. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, this is genocide. Brothers, since they already got, matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah 42. I'm going to show you how they doing this. They already got 10% of us locked up. That's the easy way. If 10%, so you got to understand, one don't make one. One make 5 and 5 make 50. That's how the number roll. You know, like for example, you know, when you look at your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and your great-great-grandparents, you know, one started way up at the top, and one made when you look down, it's like 80 of y'all now. Off of one person. So for you to take 10% of our population and put them in jail, like you really trying to knock us out, like by the millions, just by putting 10. Just think about what Jacob and his wife, Jacob and his 4 wives made a nation, made 70 walk in and walk out a number they can't count. So I'm just saying.